Forrest Gump. Why do I hate Jenny? Jenny is I guess you'd call her the romantic lead in Forrest Gump 1994, Best Picture. Robin Wright, who I actually am a fan of, The Princess Bride, more recently Land. Robin Wright's a great actress, and I think she did about as best as she could with this Jenny character. But there's a few flaws in the armor that is Forrest Gump. First of all, off the topic of Jenny and that character and why I don't like Jenny, Tom Hanks has a few moments, a great actor, awesome actor, but he has a few moments where he kind of breaks character a little bit. Specifically at the bus station when Jenny decides to go off with the militant, angry guy who gave her a slap earlier in the film, about 5 minutes earlier. And, Forrest says, I think you should be going back to Dothan, Alabama. Like when he says Alabama, watch it again. You can kind of hear that Tom Hanks's voice, his regular speaking voice, kind of comes through. His regular yelling Tom Hanks voice comes through when he says Alabama. Like he says it more as Tom than as Forrest. And at the end of the movie, it's subtle, but when Forrest realizes he has a son, Forrest Gump Jr., and he says, is he smart or is he? It kind of feels very above the pay grade of the Forrest Gump character. And I could be wrong. Hey, look, it's a movie. And I'm not trying to insult anyone with, low IQs or anything. They say that Forrest has a 70 IQ. And so it just felt like when Tom says that, is he smart or is he, like, it felt a little Tom Hankish, like a little Philadelphia-esque, which is another great Tom Hanks movie. So those two things, I get a little sick of the Tom Hanks Forrest Gump, to be honest. I mean, I've seen the movie in the theaters a total of 4 times in my life, including yesterday afternoon here at Disney Springs. And you see anything 4 times, it's going to wear thin. But I like the movie. The thing that hooks me with the movie is the music. I love hearing the Doors music with the Vietnam. I like the whole technique or the gimmick of this character going back in time and being the catalyst for world events or U.S. history events. I like the movie more than I like the character of Forrest Gump. No offense to Tom Hanks or Forrest Gump, the fictional character, but what I really don't like, to get to the point of all this madness, is Jenny. Why do I not like Jenny? Well, Jenny is a user. Jenny uses Forrest for his sperm, his active sperm. She doesn't tell him that he even has a kid until the kid's like 5 or 6. Interesting to see that it was it Harvey or Harry? Joel Osment? What's the kid's name? Joel Osment from The Sixth Sense is actually the Forrest Gump Jr. But why doesn't she tell Forrest earlier that he's got a kid? And furthermore, when Forrest is off in Vietnam, why hasn't Jenny returned any of his letters? Now, maybe she moved out of the house or whatever, so she didn't get them. But it just seems to me that Jenny, she's got Forrest in the friend category. She does fuck him a few times, which is nice of her. And it seems that Forrest never fucks any other women. He and Lieutenant Dan have that nice moment with those rats at the New York City hotel, and Forrest restrains from fucking them. She tasted like cigarettes. Come on, Forrest. You know what I mean? You take what you can get these days, Forrest. And Lieutenant Dan, I mean, he was kind of pissed because those girls were kind of attractive, to be honest with you. So, what else? I always like in Forrest Gump movie, when Bubba and Lieutenant Dan show up, I feel like the movie gets a little spike of energy. Or Sally Field as the mom. Interesting, that whole Mandela effect. I saw this movie and it did say, Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates, not life is like a box of chocolates. So that was interesting. I just find that the Jenny character is very self-absorbent. She's always doing what's best for her. The guy, that militant activist guy, gives her a slap at the Black Panther party, and she sticks with that guy after Forrest beats him to a pulp. So she's constantly denying and degrading Forrest. You know what I mean? Like whatever he goes on. The movie, I guess the way it's written, if you watch it in these eyes now, it does feel very kind of pro-war, you know, pro-military, which is fine. Because Forrest is the guy that actually goes to war. He's the one that goes to Vietnam. He's the hero. Jenny, I think, is really the antagonist. She's the anti-war girl. She's, let's be honest, she's whoring it up throughout the country. She's whoring it up with these different militants and weirdos. And they never say that she gets AIDS, but we pretty much figure, you know, we think she's got AIDS, a virus, as she calls it. I mean, she's on a time traveler and got COVID-19. Wear your mask, by the way. So the whole damn movie, Jenny, I give Robin Wright credit now, because seeing her in Land and remembering that she was the Princess Bride, for a very attractive woman, I think maybe Robin Wright wasn't getting the roles that she wanted to get. Like, she wanted these nitty-gritty kind of Gina Davis, Susan Sarandon roles throughout her career. Instead, she was getting Princess Brides and Jennies and so forth. So she did the best that she could. Look, I haven't watched every Robin Wright movie. Sorry, I've been doing other things, but I just feel like the Jenny character, to me, it's typical of a lot of men these days, simping after women, simping after some beautiful woman who treats them like garbage, whores around with every other piece of dick in the world, and then she's supposed to snap her fingers and you go running towards her. So I guess it kind of strikes close to home that pretty much a lot of men out there are Forrest Gump, and they're chasing this Jenny who's a whore. So that's my opinion. Call me a misogynist, call me a prick, but watch the movie again and you tell me if Jenny is not a deplorable character, worse than Darth Vader, just worse than Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction, just an abysmal character. I think Robin Wright, to her credit, did the best she could with this thing. I'm guessing it was I think a man wrote the book and a man wrote the novel. So it is kind of the way men see women, is they mistreat you and whore around and so on and so forth. So I get that, but I'm in the theater yesterday, and at the end of the movie, somebody's like crying, like when Forrest is at Jenny's gravestone, and I'm like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry over this fictional character that I don't like and I haven't liked for 25 years. I'm kind of glad Jenny's dead. I'm glad that she's in her casket, and maybe Forrest, with all his millions of dollars from Bubblegum Shrimp, can move on as a single dad, and maybe he hooks up with Carol Brady or something, for all I know. But the point is, I'm shedding no tears for Jenny's death. Jenny, I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is. I mean, imitating Forrest Gump is a lot of fun. Anyway, I hate Jenny. Forrest Gump, great movie. I think Pulp Fiction was a better movie that year. It should have gotten the Oscar, but hey, such is life. To me, it is what it is. I just don't like Jenny. I think she's selfish. She's a whore, and she mistreats our buddy Forrest. You can comment, you can disagree, you can hashtag me, whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't like Jenny from Forrest Gump. MikeMessier.com.